right? So I like to look at emails because it really speaks to all three of those areas. So let's take a look. Let's do an analysis here. I'm going to go and look at my email column, and I'll say Analyze. And what the software is doing now is just asking us to name this analysis. So I'm going to call it something random. If I had a team of people who were working on this, I would put a purpose and a description because I want to document what this thing does, right? But since it's just us, me and you, I'm going to set up that analysis. Now really to do a column analysis, to look at that email, I have to do two things. I have to tell it what column I want to look at, and then I also have to set up the tests for each of those columns. So out of the box here, we got a lot of tests that are included with the software. I can go in and do some things like, row count, null count, distinct count, how many dupes do we have, that sort of thing, by clicking that button. And by the way, there's a lot of other ones here. If you have trouble with minimum and maximum length, or if you have numbers and you want to go, what's the mean and median, what are the frequency tables, et cetera, et cetera. So I can do some analysis here up front. And then I also have what's called pattern analysis. So I know that this should be an email. So let's use a regular expression. Those are commonly available out there that allows us to validate that this is a valid email. So I'm going to use a regex to do that. And there it is there. So they're included with this package. And then I can run that analysis. So right away I can see the results of this analysis. I have 34 rows. Looks like I have about 7 duplicates. I have no blanks, but it's some nulls. And with regard to my email, 57% match the regular expression for email. That is, they are valid emails, and 42% don't match. So I can drill in here and view those invalid rows and see why they don't match. So here's the regular expression. This is the kind of mathematical formula that we use to validate that email. And then I can actually go and see the values. I can see here that I don't have any .com, or I have spaces sometimes in my emails. I have a null, et cetera. So those are all invalid emails. They didn't pass the test, right? So now let me just jump over here. So the nice thing about some of the Talend solutions is that data integration, profiling, and master data management are all built into one. So if I wanted to, for example, remove duplicates here. Let's say I just want to get rid of these babies. I right-click, I remove duplicates. And what it does is it creates a job within our ETL data integration product that will allow you to remove duplicates. It does in a second. So here we're going into the data integration product now, and we can see that this is accessing that database that we stored our emails in. It's using a function, a data quality function called tUniqueRow, to look and try to find uniques and duplicates, and then putting all the uniques out into a database, and then putting all the duplicates into a tab delimited file. Okay. So you have that upfront profiling of data, and you have that ability to fix the data and cleanse it. And of course, it doesn't stop here. Data quality is much more intense, much more deeper than that. There's matching algorithms that you have to follow behind the scenes here, and other jobs and so on. But at least that gives you a little flavor of some of the things that we can do around profiling and cleansing the data. Okay. All right, that's all I have for now. Any questions for the three of you? 4 of you now. Oh, good. All right.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of people in here.
Right.
But I've only said it on two presentations for this entire thing.
Yep.
I actually put this on. I've said it on 2. This is one of them.
Okay.
I think this is a very important topic, and I think it's vital. And I don't think it's a sexy topic per se.
Right.
But I think it's incredibly valuable, and it's one that is becoming more and more prevalent, just like you touched on. The proliferation of data.
Yeah.
Companies that, I do something else other than this conference.
Okay.
I run a consulting firm, and we talk to a lot of people, and a lot of people are starting to accumulate a lot of data.
Yeah.
And they don't know what to do with it.
Right.
They don't know how they can use it, how can we do it. A lot of it's bad data, they're not quite sure. I hear this more and more and more and more. So I know and knew when I learned you were coming here that this is a very important topic. So, Ross and I talked a little bit, before, and it's very interesting. I think when, again, maybe not a sexy topic,
right.
but boy, oh boy, it is becoming more. Again, I don't want to repeat myself, but I can't overemphasize that.
Yeah, and I think what we're bringing to the market, and it's not only us, but a lot of open source vendors are bringing this ability to democratize this, right? Before, if you were a small company, you could not afford this. I can tell you right now. It started at $100,000 for the bare minimum to solve this data quality issue. So now with open source companies, we're bringing the ability to come to the Talend website and download the profiler. And you're able to get access to this type of information where you wouldn't get it before. You're able to start to fix data also with things like Talend Open Studio, and then you can download the MDM product as well. So we're really democratizing that whole process, and I think that's good for the entire world. It's not.
I will say that the meaning of the data is more significant than the bulk of the data. And a lot of times in IT, I'm a long-term database administrator. Many DBAs measure the size of your database sheerly on the number of rows. But if you have 1 million rows in a database and 750,000 of them are corrupted data,
Right.
there is no real value.
There's no real value.
It's garbage collection.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yes, there's a lot of value here, definitely.
Okay, good.
Have you done a lot of work with nonprofits who have that kind of data collection problem? Like,
Yeah.
I used to work for a small nonprofit, and they had a crazy amount of growth at the beginning of, they're only about 10 years old as a nonprofit.
Yeah.
But they've expanded, and they're international and have offices everywhere. And,
Yep.
but when they started out, it was just an engineer and his wife who founded it, and their son helped them out.
Well, first
They
up,
just had some,
Yeah.
people who cared,
Right.
but don't understand anything about it.
first I'll say that we are absolutely willing to help out nonprofits. In fact, I will personally go down and help install software in worthy nonprofits to get them going and help them solve the data quality issue. I think generally what nonprofits have, and the challenge that we have with them, is the resource they have is a lot of people. They have volunteers, right? So something like a church, for example, they can pretty easily, the priest can get up on Sunday morning and say, hey, I need help with this database, and he'll get a dozen people in there helping with the database, right? So that's kind of what we're up against with nonprofits, is just a person going through those data or a set of people. But as I say, I'm more than happy to help with a nonprofit. Yeah.
Would this kind of thing work well with, say, a blackbod database? Or I know when I was with this nonprofit, they were using Tapestry, which from what I understand does not play well with any other software.
Right.
And so that made it so hard to
Yeah.
nobody did anything up for the last 6-7 years
Yep.
while I was there. That,
Right.
you had to do Excel, sort it by this.
Right.
And then you can go back.
Right. So that's one of the reasons why we included a data integration tool and data quality tool all in together, because you have that old stuff. You have those legacy databases. You have DB2, you have Blackbaud, you have Progress, you have name any bizarre database, right? Well, we include all those bizarre database connectors in with our data quality tool and allow you to get access to those. And then if you need to, at the same time as you're cleansing them, you can move them into a more standard database. So MySQL might be something that's a little more standard, Oracle, something along that line, right? So yeah, absolutely. That's why we include that and have that part of the product. Yeah.
We actually, we do a lot of work with the state nonprofit association, Stanford, I'm sure you're working with. So, anyway, this is purely, sorry guys, but we need to talk, Ross and I've already talked a little bit. Tonight I'm going to show you some things that we do here in this area, and I very much want to talk to you guys, because a lot of people that I talk to are facing this.
Yeah.
They don't know where to go, or the proprietary alternative when it's just, much like you said, it's simply not possible.
Right.
So now they're looking for somewhere else to go.
Mm.
Again, when you look at it, not per se sexy,
Right.
or something, again, they continue to come back and say, we'd like to use this with business intelligence, we'd like to be able to work smarter, we'd like to be able to
Absolutely.
use the data that we actually have. We feel good that we have, the data.
Yeah.
Now, what are we going to do with it?
Right.
Is it correct, et cetera? So it's
Yeah.
a huge, huge issue. Again, that's the last time I'll say that. But again, I said it on 2 presentations. This is one.
Okay, fantastic, great, great. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming, guys, appreciate it. All right.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I'm the Twitter guy, so I don't get to actually come in and listen on
Okay.
any of them anymore.
Yeah.
But all your stuff is open source, correct? So I could go and actually start learning how to do this, and then maybe in
Yeah.
a couple of years, once I get good at it, I can apply.
So we have a 2-tier model, right? We first is you come and you can download all of it open source. And if you need to scale it up, you can do that as well. So you need to have a team of people working on it, or you need to have it run on Hadoop, like really lots of data running on Hadoop. Then you buy the commercial version from us. So
Okay.
there's 2 tiers. So yes,
Yep.
the answer good.
I'm a student, so I'm
Yeah.
looking to see, okay, what other skills can I add to my toolbox to make me more employable? And
Yeah.
hey, this actually, while it isn't sexy, but like you said,
Yeah.
this is
I'm gonna
important.
take this out.
It's
Yeah.
something that you don't think about until you've dealt with
Right.
all of that data and
All-
tried to analyze it.
Right, yeah.